You must be bored at home, right? Let's learn bio with us. Assalamualaikum.
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 Hello guys, it's Amirul. What is on the news today? Functions of hormones, which is reproduction, growth, and homeostasis. Which hypothalamus, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, thymus gland, adrenal gland, pancreas, ovary, and testes.
So, there are three factors affecting the hormone secretion. First, the presence of another hormone in the blood. Second, presence of specific chemical in the blood. And thirdly, the stimulation by neurons. So, in fight and flight situation, there are two things involved. Firstly, the endocrine system, or we call it as adrenal gland. Second is the nervous system, or we call it as autonomic nervous system. So, the secretion of hormone is controlled by the adrenal gland. When the adrenaline and noradrenaline are in low level in our body is in normal conditions. But when these two things are in high level, our body is in stress or danger, so people will be more alert. Next, in hormonal imbalance, there are four things. First, the thyroxine. Second is the growth hormone. Each one of these have hyposecretion and hypersecretion. You can see in the video. Is the ADH hormone, or called as antidiuretic hormone, and insulin.
And ultrafiltration. The main parts of a kidney are cortex, the outer layer, medulla, the inner layer, pelvis, the funnel shaped space. The kidney receives blood from the aorta via the renal artery. Within each kidney, the renal artery divides into smaller and smaller branches and finally into afferent arterioles. Each afferent arteriole divides and forms a knot of capillaries called the glomerulus within the Bowman's capsule. Blood leaves the glomerulus via the efferent arteriole and flows into a second capillary network surrounding the loop of Henle and the proximal convoluted tubule before flowing into a branch of the renal vein. Branch of renal veins join the renal vein, which returns filtered blood from the kidney to the vena cava. So you can look at the diagram human excretory system. So we move to the structure of the kidney. The diagram shows cortex, medulla, renal artery, renal vein, pelvis, ureter, and pyramid. The renal artery supplies oxygenated blood and nutrients to the kidney. The renal vein carries filtered blood away from the kidney. Nephron, which is a tube that is closed at one end and open at the other, consists of these components. First, the Bowman's capsule, which is a double-walled, cup-shaped structure in the cortex. Second, the proximal convoluted tubule in the cortex. Third, the U-shaped loop of Henle in the medulla. And lastly, the distal convoluted tubule in the cortex, which connects to the collecting duct or collecting tubule that drains into the pelvis. One of the important process in the formation of urea, which is ultrafiltration in Bowman's capsule. The podocytes and the endothelium of the glomerulus form a filtration membrane that permits the passage of water and solutes from the blood into the capsular space. Blood is under high hydrostatic pressure when it reaches the nephron because the afferent arteriole has a larger diameter than the efferent arteriole. As blood enters the glomerulus, ultrafiltration takes place. The high hydrostatic pressure in the glomerulus forces fluid through the filtration membrane into the capsular space. The fluid that enters into the capsular space is called the glomerular filtrate. The glomerular filtrate contains water, glucose, amino acids, urea, mineral salts, and other small molecules. The glomerular filtrate also has the same composition as blood plasma, but does not contain red blood cells and plasma protein.
At proximal convoluted tubule, sodium ion followed by chloride ion will pump into the capillary network. All glucose and amino acid will reabsorbed by the active transport. Water is reabsorbed by the osmosis into the capillary network. At loop of Healy, water followed by sodium ion and chloride ion will reabsorb. Now we have watery filtrate that contain higher concentration of urea and lower concentration of salt. At distal convoluted tubule, more water and sodium ion followed by chloride ion will reabsorb. Collecting duct contain a very little amount of salt. 99% of water is reabsorbed into the bloodstream. 1% of water leave the body as urine. Urea, which remain in the collecting duct, is excreted as urine. Secretion is a process which waste and excess substance from the blood is secreted into the renal tubule. Secretion takes place at the distal convoluted tubule, occurs by active transport and passive transport. Secrete substance including potassium ion, hydrogen ion, toxic substance, urea, creatinine, and some drugs.
What happens if our kidneys fail to function? Guess what? It will be dangerous to us. I will tell you some alternatives to overcome these problems. 1. Hemodialysis. Hemodialysis is the process of filtering blood by using a dialysis machine, means that replaces the function of a failed kidney. Our kidney acts as a filter for our body. If they fail, waste will be accumulated in our body. The blood from the patient transferred into dialyzer and being filtered by the machine, where substance will be removed and the clean blood transferred back to the patient. 2. Kidney transplant. Another alternative to treating kidney failure is through a kidney transplant. The patient has to wait for a suitable kidney donor. The failed kidney is then removed from the patient and replaced with the donor's kidney. Next is how our body regulates blood sugar levels. Our normal blood glucose concentration is about 90 mg of glucose in 100 cubic of blood. When glucose level rises, pancreas secretes insulin, leading to conversion of glucose to glycogen in the liver, and respiration of glucose increases too. When the level falls, pancreas secretes glucagon, leading to conversion of glycogen to glucose. Regulation of body temperature. Our body will react to the surrounding. When we hot, we sweat. When we cold, we shivers. Normal body temperature is around 35.6 Celsius until 37.8 Celsius. When we sense cold, our blood vessels will constrict to reduce the amount of heat loss. Our body hair will erect and our body will shivers. But when hot, our blood vessel will be dilated and our body sweats to increase the heat conduction.